What up, YouTube? How you guys doing? You ever heard of love bombing? Well, I didn't know too much about it until today, pretty much. But it came on the cusp of me thinking about doing another video. But this video was about nice guys, why nice guys fall out of love with women. But in the course of me, thinking of, pondering this subject, I saw a video or something. I didn't see the video, but I saw a name, and it was called love bombing. I was like, what in the world is that? And so I thought I'd look it up and try to make a little bit of sense out of it, because sometimes you'll have a nice guy's reaction. Sometimes they'll just come up with stuff and try to use it against nice guys. And I think love bombing is really kind of the same thing. It's just really a way of some women trying to play victim. But at the same token, the concept behind love bombing concerns me, because it puts you as a nice guy in a vulnerable position. And to go a step further, I think love bombing is really what most people used to call love at first sight. And what I mean by that is, there's a situation where you may see a certain female and she may have a certain look that really appeals to you. And her look appeals to you so much that you don't necessarily go behind the look and see if there's any actual substance in that particular woman. So the description of love bombing that I saw, well, I looked at two different ones. I looked at one from a man, I looked at one from a woman, and of course both of them, the woman was a little bit more sensible in her definition of it, because she actually expressed that love bombing is not necessarily somebody's intentional way of trying to victimize somebody. All right, the guy was a little bit more set of trying to say that love bombing was a weak man's way of trying to manipulate a woman. All right, well, if you're really a nice guy, that shouldn't be the case. All right, so the love bombing, according to them, is where a person let's just say you meet a woman. This is the first time you met her. You don't really know anything about her, but you have that intense emotion for this woman, thinking she's the most beautiful. You automatically kind of want to sacrifice for her, give her things, do things for her. You might want to cook for her. You might want to provide for her. You want to do a lot of stuff because you see this woman and she has such a physical appeal to you that you're actually really literally in love with her, all right, in love with who you think she is. And I want to tell a personal story, and I hope this kind of hits you home. All right, me back in the day when I was a lot younger, I was around high school. This was in high school, because I actually had it happen to me a couple times. I want to say actually 3 times, but I only acted on it once. And what it is, I came into a situation where I found 3 young ladies that were, really attractive, and I thought, I was basically, really in love with them, what I'm saying, in my mind. The first 2 I didn't really act on, and the second, because, I wasn't that, more of that, guy to just go out and just say anything to anyone or any type of woman. But the third time, I got in a situation where I could actually talk to her. And so I address, I say, hey, how you doing? I really like you, blah, 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 blah. And I didn't know she was actually with one of my friends. I was like, ooh. But I didn't know that it was that serious, And so I told her this, and the first thing she said was a lie. She basically lied on me and told me I was trying to abuse her or something. I was like, what? And I had just, literally just talked to her and just telling her I liked her, what I'm saying? I ain't, I just wasn't that type of guy to where I would just try to go abuse a woman mentally, physically, or anything like that. And, but it totally changed my perception of her. Like, I went from like on 10 to down to like -5. And that was my first real encounter with that situation where you feel like you're really in love with somebody, but it's really, you might be in love with her. You might actually just find her really, really attractive. All right, attractive, not in a way to where you just want to, rip her clothes off and have sex with her type stuff. I'm talking about attractive in a way to where you like, this is a really good woman. Like on 10, she got to have a good personality. She's got to have this and this, but you actually haven't went through the process to find out who she is. Now, hopefully that makes sense to you. Now, what I want you to understand is that is a vulnerability for you and any other man that has been in that situation. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, okay? However, the problem is that you cannot just you cannot just judge a woman based on how she looks or how she makes you, her appearance makes you feel, all right? So, my definition of love bombing, all right, for nice guys, is anytime you run into a woman that you see and you meet her, and when you first meet her, she looks like she is perfect. All right? But then you find out that she is not as good as you thought she was. All right? That's my definition of love bombing for nice guys. And, based on where I am in life now, I don't recommend anybody fall in love with anybody just off the bat. All right, to me, we'll just say there are certain things that you find attractive and appealing in the opposite sex. Okay, and what I mean is you could find her body, you could find her hair, you could find her eyes, you could find her the way she talks, and you could find the way she thinks. And those 5 things, this is just an example, because you can have more or you can have less. But if you know for a fact, and you need to find out what are the things that actually would cause you to fall in love with a woman, you need to find out what those items are. And then whenever you enter into a situation where you have someone who has the potential of being a love interest for you, you always hold back one thing to keep you from totally falling in love with that person. All right? So if you know those 5 things are, we'll just say her backside. All right? We'll say instead of her body, we'll just say her backside. If she's got a nice butt, you know what I'm saying? But she's got hair, eyes, the way she talks, very nice personality. You keep that backside. That's the last thing you look at on a woman, all right? That is going to be your linchpin right there, but that's also going to be your safety net. Because anytime you let yourself go all the way in love, it's harder to fall out of love with somebody, okay? But if you never completely fall in love with somebody, you at least give yourself an out, all right? And the reason why you want to do this is because it gives you the opportunity to evaluate that woman at a deeper level. All right, that is the principle. Know what things that you like about women that will cause you to fall in love with her, and then keep 1 or 2 things back to protect yourself. All right, so that is the concept. Know what you have, know how you fall in love, then restrict yourself from falling in love. During that process of you finding somebody, Now it's time for you to start evaluating her. Oh, yeah, excuse me. Your evaluation of a woman is, first of all, you don't ever trust all women. I don't care what they say in the world. You don't believe all women. You don't trust all women, because there are a lot of women out there a lie. And then you have women out there who are just so interested in attention that they will actually feed off of your attention, even if they know they don't even like you. All right. And so that's where I think it comes to where they call it love bombing, is because they want you so bad, but after you get to know that person, you find out that they're not as cool as that you thought they were. All right. They could be selfish. They could not like you. They could disrespect you. They could do a whole lot of things that cause you to fall out of love with them. Now, to me, I think most nice guys, if they fall in love with a woman, it is pure. However, because you didn't hold that back one or two things, you just kind of fall face first into it. But then, as time progresses, and the problem with time is the time ain't necessarily like a week. It's not necessarily a month. It could be years. Okay? Time could be 10 years, and you might find that you find that you don't like this woman after 10 years. Okay? So, when you go through this process, you're literally making a lifelong decision when you're looking to potentially fall in love with somebody. So, based on that, you want to evaluate a woman like you were evaluating a house. All right, a house you want to buy. You want to make sure that bad boy is not in a flood zone. You want to make sure that the property taxes are decent, but at the same time, you want to make sure them property taxes are raising. Because if the property taxes are raising, more than likely that means the neighborhood is still growing. And if the neighborhood is still growing, that means if you sell your house, then you can actually sell it at a profit. Okay? You don't want to be selling the house if it's on a decline when the house prices are going down. And then you want to make sure the house is in good condition, got good plumbing, more than likely if it's settled, you know what I'm saying? Good neighborhood, good schools. You got a lot of things you want to evaluate when you're trying to buy a house. In the same token, if you're looking to marry a woman, you want to make sure she's properly evaluated. And that might not be something I can talk about in this particular video, but there are some of the things you got to be able to look at. One, you got to know who you are. Know what you need in a woman. You don't want to find anybody like you. You want to find somebody who's going to be an asset to you. Somebody who's going to complement you. First of all, you want to make sure you're straight. You got you're walking your dreams, your visions. You know, you're doing what you need to do. Keep your exercise on. Stay in shape. You know, because the older you get, the harder it is. But if you make it a habit while you're young and don't overdo it, it'll just keep going and keep going and keep going, you know. And of course, you gotta be careful of life, you know, because life sometimes can knock you down. But you got to make up in your mind that even if you get knocked down, you're gonna get back up again. Same thing with women, love, all this other stuff. You gotta be able to get back up again when you get knocked down. In your evaluation process, you want to see things such as, does she give you compliments? Does she respect you? How does she respect you? Does she value other men over you, in front of you, or even behind you? Because if she is in the face, if she's looking at a guy beside you, let's just say he's a Chad. If she looks at him and says, and her focus is on him, her admiration is toward him, and she may even put you down to actually make herself look better than him. If she does stuff like that, she is not for you. All right. If she's doesn't try to balance the relationship, and by balance the relationship, a good woman is going to try to. She's not going to let you one up her. All right. So if you do something for her, she's always going to try to do something for you. All right. And then sometimes she might go above and beyond, and then y'all might just be in a conflict of, showing each other affection, which is a good thing. All right. As long as it's healthy, you know what I'm saying? You still got to be careful. But in the long run, if a woman's giving back to you, more than likely she's probably going to be for you. I think one of the biggest things is if she protects you. If she tries to protect you, like if she goes around her girlfriend and her girlfriend says, "Oh, you're short," and she said, "Nah, he's good." She'll say, "Look," she'll check that girl and say, "Look, it's good for me, may not be for you, but for me, and he ain't after you." She's going to try to protect you in the public and in the private. All right. And a lot of times I believe a woman that really likes you, she's going to show affection towards you. She's going to try to be close to you in some way, form, or fashion. She's going to try to affirm you as who she wants. Okay. And you have to be careful, because you have some women who want your attention, but they don't want you. They want your money, but they don't want you. So you want to be able to distinguish, or come up with ways of distinguishing whether a woman wants you or something you can provide her only. All right? Because the woman that wants you is going to get everything. However, there are certain women that want what you have or what you can give, but they don't want you. And that's a distinct difference. The woman that wants what you have, she's always going to be like, "Well, can you give me money for this?" Or, "Hey, my boyfriend, blah, 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 so we had a fight." Or, "I had a bad day at work." So she's going to want your time, and she's going to want that emotional attention that you can give to her. So, but yeah, what else can I say about this particular subject? I think that's probably the most I could say, is that love bombing is, to me, it sounds like a person that believes that might be walking in a situation where, like, love at first sight, where at least they think they're in love with somebody, but later on they find out they don't really like that person. All right. Or they find aspects of that person they don't like. So the person that you originally said you was in love with, she likes that attention. But then you take that attention, or she gives you a reason to take that attention away from her. Now she feels bad because she was getting something she needed, but then you stopped giving it to her. So really, like I said, it's just a way of modern women finding out a way of playing victim. You know what I mean? They want to be in love, but they don't want to love. All right? They want all the sacrifice, but they don't want to sacrifice. It's a one-sided love triangle in a lot of ways, because she might love your attention, but she might be in love with this other dude over here. And so there's a lot of garbage going on in the world today, and supposedly all these women are supposedly emotionally intelligent, but how in the world is an emotionally intelligent woman getting in trouble all the time, getting heartbroken, love bombed, and all this other junk? It doesn't make any sense. To me, I think all these feminists and modern women need to just come back down to earth and just say you're human like everybody else. That's it. Because we all got things issues we're dealing with. We all make mistakes. We all think we're in love. I think women have the problem worse than men do. They in love with this Chad or this other dude. They over there giving men babies, and then the dude leaves them, and they're like, "Why did he leave? Are you serious?" But they're worried about the nice guy. Really? The nice guy ain't giving no baby, more than likely. They done gave this dude a baby. This dude ain't even in the state no more. He don't want to talk to her. He done blocked her. But that dude is okay. And the nice guy is crazy. But that's modern woman logic for you. So, but that's what happens when nice guys retaliate. I want you guys like, comment, subscribe. Tell me if you agree. Tell me if you like it. Tell me if you don't like it. Tell me if you want to add something here. Put it in the comments, and let's see if we can help a lot of our nice guy brethren avoid situation where they fall in love, with women that don't care about them. All right, remember, if you got a 5-point system where you fall in love with a woman, you got to keep 1 or 2 of them out so you can actually protect yourself, and then find out if that woman is really for you. That way you avoid that love bombing, you know what I'm saying? Keep your emotions, keep your feelings to yourself until you actually confirm that woman is for you. All right? Well, you guys take care, and let's just keep doing this thing called life. All right, deuces.